Welcome to the Shadow Talks. Without wasting time, let's go to the video. Have you ever felt safe inside your home, only to realize later that safety was an illusion? Have you ever wondered how fast peace can turn into terror? That Christmas Eve, I was 10 years old, and it was just my mom and me. My father had left before I was born, so my mom was everything to me. She worked 2 jobs and still found the strength to smile. That night, she cooked a small Christmas dinner, and for a few quiet moments, life felt warm and normal. The Christmas lights blinked red and green, reflecting off the windows like tiny stars. My mom handed me a candy cane and said, "Merry Christmas, my little man." I remember thinking that nothing bad could touch us in that moment. Outside, the world felt far away. Inside, it was just us. Then, close to midnight, the knock came. Slow, heavy, wrong. My mom frowned. Nobody visits that late. The knock came again, louder this time. She told me to stay back and walked toward the door. When she asked who it was, a deep voice answered, cheerful but empty. "Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!" I watched her look through the peephole, and I saw fear drain her face like blood leaving a wound. My mom frowned. Nobody visits that late. The knock came again, louder this time. She told me to stay back and walked toward the door. When she asked who it was, a deep voice answered, cheerful but empty. "Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!" I watched her look through the peephole, and I saw fear drain her face like blood leaving a wound. My mom shoved the table toward him, plates crashing everywhere. She grabbed my arm and pulled me into the kitchen. We slipped on the floor as we ran, fear stealing our balance. She pushed us into the pantry and whispered for me not to make a sound. My heart felt like it was going to tear out of my chest. Through the small cracks in the door, I saw him walking slowly through the kitchen. He spoke softly, like he was enjoying it. "Santa sees everything." My mom was shaking, but her eyes were focused. She knew we wouldn't survive if we stayed hidden. When the footsteps moved away, my mom pulled me to the back window. She kissed my forehead and told me to run to the neighbors and never look back. I begged her to come with me, but she shook her head. She knew the truth before I did. As I opened the window, cold air cut into my skin. I turned back just in time to see him grab her from behind. She screamed for me to run. He tried to grab me too, but my mom fought him with everything she had. I ran barefoot through the snow, her screams chasing me through the night. When the police arrived, the house was destroyed. They found the man unconscious and my mom beside him. She had saved me, but it cost her life. It's been 20 years. I still can't listen to Christmas music. Every December, I think about how love can be stronger than fear, and how monsters sometimes wear smiles and red suits. Christmas used to feel calm in my house. It was always just my mom, my dad, and me. No loud parties, no big family. We watched movies, played board games, and laughed over my mom's burnt cookies while my dad pretended to like them. That year felt different from the start. Dad said someone new would be joining us for Christmas dinner. He called him a cousin from his mother's side. His name was George. When George arrived, something felt wrong immediately. He was tall and heavy, with thinning gray hair and eyes that blinked too much. He wore an old trench coat and carried a single duffel bag. The first thing he did was hug me without asking. His arms stayed wrapped around me longer than they should have. His breath was warm against my neck, and I pulled away as fast as I could. During dinner, George talked non-stop. Every few minutes, he looked at me and asked strange questions. "How old are you? Do you have a girlfriend yet?" Each time, his eyes stayed locked on mine. He blinked so much it made my skin crawl. At one point, he reached over, touched my hair, and said I reminded him of someone he loved. I couldn't take it anymore. I pushed my chair back and said I was tired.
My mom asked if I was okay, but I didn't know how to explain the fear sitting in my chest. I went upstairs and shut my bedroom door, putting my headphones on just to drown out his voice. I stayed awake for hours before sleep finally pulled me under. Sometime after midnight, I woke up. At first, I thought I was dreaming. Then I heard soft footsteps outside my door. My heart dropped. The doorknob turned slowly, and the door creaked open. Standing in the doorway was George, but now he was wearing a Santa suit. The suit didn't look new. It looked old and dusty, like it had been worn too many times. His beard hung crooked, and his eyes blinked faster than ever. He smiled and said, "Santa brought me a gift." In his hands was a red sack. He reached inside and pulled out a small wrapped box. He stepped closer and whispered my name like it meant something special. He said he'd waited a long time to give me this gift. My heart was beating so hard it hurt. I didn't move. When he asked me to come closer for a hug, something inside me broke. I screamed as loud as I could. My parents rushed in. My dad grabbed George and shoved him back, yelling at him to get out of the house. George didn't fight. He just smiled. As he backed toward the door, he looked straight at me and said I'd always been his favorite. Then he walked out into the snow like nothing had happened. The police came, but George was gone. His car was still outside, cold and empty. The duffel bag was missing. When they ran his name, nothing came up. No records, no family connection, no history, like he never existed. The gift box he left behind was taken as evidence. Later, my parents were allowed to open the box. Inside was a photograph of a newborn baby wrapped in blue. On the back, written in messy ink, was my name and birth year. The picture wasn't from our hospital. It wasn't from our family. I still don't know how he got it, and that's what keeps me awake at night. I'll never forget the Christmas sleepover when I was 12. It was supposed to be perfect. Hot cocoa, Christmas movies, matching pajamas, and laughing until midnight. My dad had decorated the house like something out of a movie. Lights covered the porch, stockings hung by the fireplace, and fake snow coated the backyard. That night felt safe, warm, and full of joy. My best friends, Emily and Harper, came over early that evening. We baked cookies, made a mess in the kitchen, and built a blanket fort in the living room. By midnight, we were inside the fort watching a Christmas movie, wrapped in blankets and laughter. Everything felt normal until Emily suddenly froze. Emily whispered that someone was outside. At first, I didn't see anything. Then I noticed him. Beyond the frosty window near the fence stood a man in a Santa suit. He wasn't moving, just standing there, watching. The red lights from the fence glowed on his face, making him look unreal. Harper laughed nervously and said it was probably my dad joking around. I wanted to believe her. We ran upstairs and told him someone was outside. He checked the window himself, but the man was gone. Dad said it was probably nothing, just shadows in the dark, but my stomach wouldn't settle. We went back to the fort, but none of us could focus anymore. Every sound made us jump. About 30 minutes later, we heard a dull thump, then another. It came from above us. Soon there were slow footsteps moving across the roof. We screamed for my dad. He rushed downstairs and said it was probably an animal. He grabbed a flashlight and went outside. We watched from the window as he circled the house. Then everything went quiet. Too quiet. A moment later, we heard a soft creak from the ceiling. The sound came from the attic, slow scraping, like someone crawling. Dad came running back inside, his face pale. He pulled down the attic ladder, and cold air spilled out. The small attic window was open, snowflakes drifted inside, and footprints led into the darkness. The police arrived quickly. They searched the attic while we huddled together below. Minutes later, an officer shouted. They brought someone down the ladder. It was our neighbor, Mr. Harlan. He was wearing a Santa coat. His eyes darted around.
and his face was soaked with sweat. Inside his bag, they found our clothes and a camera filled with photos taken without our knowledge. Photos of us changing, photos of our rooms. When asked why he did it, he smiled and said, "Santa watches good children." My dad pulled me close, shaking with anger and fear. That night, none of us slept. Even now, years later, I still can't relax when I hear a sound above me. Every Christmas, when lights flicker on rooftops or snow falls silently, I remember the truth. Sometimes, the thing watching you isn't outside the house, it's already above you.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe my channel. See you on next videos. Till then, goodbye.